Yeah, I noticed it went all the way down to 420.
Hello, hello, hello.
412.
Welcome, welcome to our neck of the woods. How's everybody doing today? I really hope you guys will go look in the description. I found a wonderful, wonderful teaching by someone that Pappy had spoken about before. And hello, Goosebumps. What are you doing, Badger?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Oh wow. Is that me echoing you guys?
Hold on, it might be me. I can't turn nothing off on it.
Hold on, huh?
I'm trying to mute it. It might be. No?
Well, how you doing today?
Uh, I'm here. I've been calm, staying away from everything.
Sometimes I think that's the best practice.
I don't think I've seen anybody since all hell broke loose last week.
Every once in a while, you need some time off.
I noticed Bonnie's dropping out of stuff. Something happened, or is it because of that?
Lots of stuff happened over the holiday. I'm not going to rehash any of it. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I just didn't know.
Yeah. I don't know what Bonnie feels like happened. I know what I feel like happened. I can only see from my side of the campfire. Where I was sitting was, I think, a completely different picture from where she was sitting. And that's okay. But so anyway, I found this teaching. I put it in the description, and it's got a very generic title. It just says Native Spirituality, or Native American Spirituality is the title of the video. But what this woman talks about, I wish I could just play it on here. I might just play it and take a strike and just take the video down afterwards. But it was so good. Um, it was just beautiful. I really think you guys, if you need, if you want to learn something and raise your vibration all at the same time, and learn something about yourself, go watch the link in the description for 30 minutes of your day, and be amazed. Wow. It's really good. So how's everybody starting out their December?
Hopefully on top.
I I I gotta tell you, I just watched the video that I posted in the description um, shortly before I started the show, and I feel so good. I don't really know what I want to talk. I did want to talk about that anyway, but it's just amazing. It's like it's one of those classic pieces that you learn something new every time you watch it. just keep her in your thoughts and prayers for
Get on
the best healing for her, for whatever um, the highest good of all involved, right? Because that's really all we can ask for. We can't ask for things to go one way or another, because that may not be for the good of all. So when we do send up prayers, meditations, and thoughts and whatnot, let your intent be for the good of all involved. Because what's that old adage about not being able to please everyone all the time, right? And it just comes along with the territory of being human, of being individuals and connected all at the same time. Hello, Jesse. It's good to see you back. Monty, Robert, good morning. Pappy, B-Dog. Hello, 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 everyone. Anna. That's really great detective work there. Frank, Weeby Ducky. I love that. I wish people spoke in more colorful terms like that. You know how some of the old language was just much more colorful. So yeah, Raina and I are getting our wood blocks ready to start making our homemade presents. We're pretty excited. So I'm covered in paint today, so I'm not gonna come on. It's fun times. I can let y'all go so you can go watch that video. That's right. Yeah, start out in loves. Just because there's bumps in the road doesn't mean you gotta abandon the road.
Everybody's quiet pretty much, aren't they?
I know. Well, we are in the season of reflection. And that's okay. I think reflection is important. It's important for future growth, honestly.
A lot of people are worried about offending somebody.
I'm not. Apparently, I do that quite regularly, and I don't do it intentionally. So, I had to give up my responsibility for other people's feelings the other day. So that's what I did.
Yeah. Join the club with me. I'm an asshole.
Part of my giveaway was refusing to be responsible for the way other people feel. And that doesn't mean I'm trying to be rude or insincere or insulting, because I'm not. I just
You can't own
my
somebody
circus.
else's
My
trauma.
circus is over here, and it keeps me pretty busy.
You can't own somebody else's traumas.
No, you can't. I had the most colorful dreams last night. Very vivid and animated. Anybody else been having really cool dreams?
I don't remember having one in the last month. Last ones I had the weird ones I talked about. Last ones I remember.
I noticed it kind of goes in cycles, right? Like everybody you know will be having wild, vivid dreams, and you won't be having any, and then all of a sudden you'll have them and nobody else is having them.
Yeah, I know they've been hard and heavy chemtrailing. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I guess down along the Gulf Coast, a buddy of mine works offshore down there. He sent pictures back of the mainland, and it looked like what he calls them old wheel, them old thing people weave string to make blankets and stuff. The way it was blown back and forth
Hold on.
from his angle, anyway.
Oh,
Talking a few days ago, he was saying that everybody out there that works offshore feels crappy when they get home, but feels better when they get back out on the deck offshore.
huh. I'm sure there's something to be said for that, not just about the location, but maybe also, yeah, what's involved in your air and your water and oil at home, you know? My brother worked on the oil rig, so did my grandpa.
They say it's soothing. I don't know what I think about being 200 or 300 feet off the top of the water out in the middle of nothing but swim area.
I suppose it's probably not for everyone, but I'm sure that there are some people that it hits to the heart of them, and they love it.
Yeah, a lot of them guys, they'll swing down and grab a pipe and slide down 100 feet without even missing a step. I'd be like, you need to go down there and get that. Okay, where's the stairs?
That's from playing firefighter as a kid. No, I'm just kidding.
Probably.
The skills we develop as children that we don't ever realize we're going to use as adults, and then we're told to forget about, threw away childish things. But really, I'm going to tell you, I think the best ways of surviving is to think through the eyes of your inner child. You know,
I try to throw away all the things.
children are so much more creative. Uh-oh. Do we have a terrible signal today, or are we 5x5? Can you guys hear us? Hello? I'm not getting anything from anybody, and Robert just wouldn't load. There he is. Can you hear me now? Hello? Sorry about that. There was a hang up somewhere, and we just kept loading,
There
talking, and nobody could hear me. Oh, Monty could hear me. Somebody could hear me.
Morning, everybody.
Hey,
Somebody's got an echo like Grand Canyon.
must be a long way.
Is that better?
I think so.
Something weird going on with the internet. I was in a game last night, and I ran basically a football field away from an area, and it snatched me right back and took me back to that same area and had to run it again. And it's like something's going on with the internet.
Yeah. There's been a lot of issues with internet all around the place, all around with service providers and with weather.
How's your morning, sister?
Good morning, big brother. I had a
Yeah,
wild
Robert.
stream last night.
Robert, my wife said you look like you're bundled up for winter. I think you're out on the porch, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep.
Hi, Mrs. Badger. What's with that name? How do you say that name?
What, Goose Fraba?
Goose Brava.
That's Eskimo word to calm kids.
That's cool.
Is that from anger management?
They had it on there. They had it on there, but it's also
I know. I know it's older than that. I was just picking on you.
Wife's standing behind him. That's why. Good boy.
I stuck it up there because I tell people that a lot of the time when they get all excited, like being jokeful, but usually my buddy Keith, he's all strung out, stressed out all the time about everything. I think he ate some bad oatmeal a couple of days ago, some of that apple cinnamon stuff. He's been on a call with me and another guy for the past 2 days thinking he's having a heart attack, dying.
Wow. Hope he's okay.
That and his other friend told him he thinks somebody put something in his weed.
Maybe he needs to do a detox. I think detoxes are important, necessary every now and again.
Hey, Dorinda.
I literally have nothing to talk about today except for to watch the link in the description. You're gonna love it.
Whoa.
You're really gonna love it, Robert. This is the lady that Pappy was telling us about the one time, and I can't remember her name right off the top of my head, but she is a Chippewa. I'm gonna have to go watch it again because it was,
Will that stay in the what state?
it'll stay in the description of the video on
Okay.
YouTube.
All right. I just sent Anna one from Michael Hill.
Oh, right on.
I just found another one from a long time ago, but I think his whole story is in there.
Oh, cool.
I'm not
You
sure
have to
yet.
text that to me too.
Okay, I will. Or
So, Tesla and free energy. Thank you, B-Dog. We'll have to come back and grab that.
wow, you watch that B-Dog? I've known him for a long time too. That's funny. That's the Heather. That's the name. See it? Robert Stephen.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
I
good
see
dude.
it.
He's a good dude.
I can't. It won't let me. Well, maybe it'll let me copy and paste. I don't know. I don't think it does. It'll let me show it.
It don't matter. I'm subscribed. I can send it to you.
Oh, he's live now. Oh, right on.
Yeah, I got it. I'm subscribed. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. Even though I think you probably won't be there.
I just
I had
jumped
the
over
wildest
so-
dream last night. It started off. I don't want to tell it. I'll tell it to you later. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to steal anybody's joy, but it's a little personal.
Good one.
It was.
Is it
It
long?
was very.
Oh, a half hour. You said.
Oh, the one in the description. Yeah, it's about 33 minutes or so.
Okay.
That I promise you will be happy you spent. I
wonder-
promise you all. It will lift your spirit and it will maybe give you some more insight into yourself. You never know.
Hey, you remember that thing you read last night?
Yeah?
Shoot. The animal totem of the birthdays. Remember?
Say it again?
Close
Yeah.
inside.
The birth animal. Remember the birth date animal?
Oh, yeah. What he's talking about is Native American spirit totems, which you can look them up. They're really easy. Just Google what's my Native American astrological animal or what have you.
You're
Go
out.
ahead, Robert.
No, boy.
That one you read was good. I like that.
Yeah, I had a dream kind of in relation to the wolf medicine card that you had read last night.
Mm.
And it was a most unique experience. It was really cool though. I can't wait to tell you about it. And Pappy was in my dream too.
Wow.
It was
Not the painted white, baby.
yeah, yeah, that one wasn't painted. That one wasn't painted.
That's Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Hello. Came back for a coffee break.
Yep. Happy time. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Morning, Brenda. Morning, B-Dog. Anybody I missed, good morning. Good afternoon. I hope you're finding your December start wonderful. We do have storms coming in. All my Canadian friends and many of my western and northwestern friends, we all have severe storms coming in within the next couple days. So you may want to look out for that. Pappy, I think, has rain and everything here coming before everybody else's storms. Ryan Hall, y'all. That's the guy that we watch.
All right.
Who? Oh.
Sorry, wrong fight.
Hey, I got halfway through the Book of Enoch this morning.
What's that?
I got halfway through the Book of Enoch this morning.
Oh, cool. The first book?
Think so. Yeah. 1 through 36.
I was watching something on that the other day, and they said there's a record, there's a written record, and I can't remember in what text, that Enoch gave his son Methuselah all of his books of wisdom, all of his books of knowledge, and that there were over 100 of them, but we only have one, supposedly. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting? Because Enoch is also the only person in the entire Bible story that didn't die, but rather was taken up. Which makes him a very interesting character indeed. I've been looking at all kinds of different stuff though. Oh, okay. Okay, Badger, thanks for coming up. Does it feel like the energy's still a little off? Like everything's still kind of swirly, whirly?
It's like a calm, though. It's like a calm energy.
It is. Yeah, but is it a calm before a storm or is it just a calm? I don't know. I'll take it. I'm just going to live in the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Badger, you have a good day. Thank you.
There's Lisa. Hello, Lisa.
Yeah, I really want to talk to you and Pappy and about this stream we had. I don't want to share it on here though because it doesn't feel like it's something that's supposed to be shared widely and publicly. So, taking your bird feeders down soon. You put up those little suet and seed, B-Dog. That's what we use here in the wintertime. And I know we don't have half the winter y'all have up there in Canada. We do. A lot of people do suet, or they will take pine cones and roll them in peanut butter or honey, and then roll them in seeds and hang them on the trees for the birds in the wintertime. So all natural bird feeders and how to reuse your pine cones.
I get most of the birds in the winter.
Oh yeah.
I get a lot.
Well, aren't you still seeing hummingbirds? See,
Oh,
our
yeah.
hummingbirds here, they leave here in like August. And depending on when they leave in August, whether it's at the beginning, middle, or end, it also usually foretells what our upcoming season is going to entail. Like whether we're going to have lots of rain or an early snow, or so. One of the benefits of growing up around tons of farmers and like Amish and stuff is you can pick up a lot of different ways that our ancestors learned how to forecast weather by watching the signs that nature provided. We'll have to lock it somehow. B-Dog, we always take those there's these little cage square things that the suet fits in perfectly, and we take a piece of clothesline and we hang it from a tree limb, because after a certain amount of string, the squirrels can't stay on that. And we just up it over a tree branch for the winter for them. All right, Happy. We look forward to it. Let me know when you need the link.
Oh. What's Peppy do?
So where do all you guys, how many of you feed the animals, the wildlife, through the winter? We personally, like any vegetable scraps, or a lot of times if the farms have fruits and vegetables, they'll give away. Some of them are bad and you can't eat them, when you get them. And that's okay, because what you can do is leave them out for wildlife. And a lot of times that's what we'll do. Like this time of year, you're going to find a lot of like mushy pumpkins and squishy squash. And if you toss that out for your chickens, they'll eat all the seeds and the flesh of it. Man, it's so healthy for them too. Especially the pumpkins. The pumpkins will last, and they can eat. How many chickens do we have now, honey? So roughly a dozen. We have roughly a dozen chickens. And we had a huge pumpkin that when we go and get pumpkins, Mom gets baking pumpkins, and then we get a couple carving pumpkins, And so the carving pumpkins we take down and we throw down to the chickens afterwards. And we tend to save some of the seeds and stuff for them, because pumpkin seeds are uber healthy. And so you don't want to keep all that for yourself. You want to include that in with your animals, right? You want to keep them healthy too. So, but we throw vegetables, vegetable scraps, and seeds all through the winter down in our woods for the deer and for the winter birds that we have and things like that. Hey, Love Pugs, good to see ya. Oh, wow. That's awesome, B-Dog. We have a lot of wrens around here. Nuthatches. What are those ones? Those brown-headed thrushes. We have a lot of thrushes. A lot of different blackbirds. A lot of different songbirds. There's tons of bird life where we're at. We have hawks, a couple different kinds, several different kinds of owls, native to our area, eagles, golden and bald swans. Actually, we have a pair of mated eagles down at the swamp. The wildlife that's around the bottom of our hill, the area down there.
Brown hawk, red-tailed hawk.
Yeah. Those little ones. What are those little ones called?
What, the owls?
The little hawks. They're not chicken hawks, but the other ones. They're just smaller.
Oh.
You know what ones I'm talking about, though,
Yeah.
right? We even have a pair of mated swans down at that swamp that have taken up residence. And they're beautiful.
Yeah,
they're
up
gorgeous.
to 4 now.
Oh, we have 4?
4 down there.
Oh, that's awesome. See, the swans will keep the Canadian geese from taking over. So the Canadian geese have one side of the swamp that they live in. And
The
then,
whole time.
yeah. And then the swans have this other end of the swamp that they live in. It's a big, marshy, boggy area. It's beautiful, though. It's really beautiful. And the ecosystem has been, for the most part, preserved. So we have blue herons. We have all manner of turtle. We have all types of different turtles down there. Chicken hawks, I know, right? You think of foghorn leghorn. Me too. Me too. All the Canadian herons gather at the bus stop, probably to get away from the Canadian geese. Now, I'm just picking B-Dog. But those geese can be awfully mean. But, you know, I guess it's a good thing. They do protect their mates and their families and their nests, just like all the rest of us, right?
You just choose the wrong area to go to.
Mitakoye-san. I know I didn't say it right, but I'm still trying. Stop laughing, Robert. I hear you. Even though you're muted. Crickets. I think he went to get coffee.
No, I'm checking out something.
We get Alaska. What are the Alaska geese? Are those white? Are those the white geese? Or well, we do get some white geese here, but I don't know what the Alaskan ones are. Feral cats. Oh. That's Lucy. I think you're in the south. Right, Lucy? I think. All right, so the Alaska geese are the white geese, and I think they're friendlier, aren't they, than those Canadian geese? Again, it's no mark against Canadians. That's just what they call them here. Did you want to say hi?
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, I'm not turning the camera on because I'm covered in paint.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Raina. Hi, Raina.
Oh, I
Hi,
spoke for a
Robert.
second. Here you go.
Hi, Robert.
How you doing?
Good.
Cool.
Noisy as heck and rude. Yeah, but those Canadian geese, they'll take a chunk out of you if they get the chance. Of course, I've never run sideways of a white goose, so I really don't know what they would do to me.
Mom, look at the chat.
Yep, everybody's saying hi to you. You going to say hi to everyone?
Yep. Hello, everyone in chat.
I've almost got the coats done on these, and then we'll put these over there to dry really good by the fire. And then I'll give these back to you, and you can start working on chases and whatnots.
No.
Okay. Yeah?
Thanks, Mom.
Yes. Yes, you may. Absolutely. And yeah. So yeah, bird talk. I kind of feel a little
Bird talk.
Yeah, there's a lot of bird talk today. That's okay. So what do you do? Do you feed your animals? Well, I mean, I know you don't have a winter like we do over there, but like when the pickings get thin, do you feed the wildlife at all?
These guys are always getting food.
I put it down there for the deer and the birds. I see them eating in the daytime, but I know the possums and the skunks and the raccoons are down there all through the night. And I think we have a tomcat somewhere in the woods here trying to make sweet eyes at my honey bun. So we know she came from a house. We don't know if they fixed her or not. I'm just hoping that she is.
Oh, you got a new cat?
Well, honey bun, she came, she was dropped, somebody dropped her off in the woods. That happens a lot here. People will drop off their unwanted pets in the woods outside of town, and it's very, very sad. And so a lot of times they find their way to our property, and at one time we had several abandoned cats from the woods.
It's true.
Yeah. Even our Dashy boy was a rescue boy. But yeah, Honey Bun, she ended up on the property, and she hung around for about a week on the edge of everything. And one day Raina come to me, and she was real upset because her and her cousin had been trying to get the cat to come to them. And Grandma said something, and she gets very emotional when it's about animal safety. You know, she wanted to make sure this cat was okay. So I said, all right, I'll come out and let's call it. And if she wants a home, and I said, she'll come. Right. So I go out there and I call her, here, kitty, you know, and here she come right down out of the woods, right up to me. I said, go get a bowl of food. What are we going to name her?
Mom wanted to name her Goldie.
Almost.
Then I realized she looked like an upside down glazed donut, so we named her Honey Bun. The reason Mom wanted to name her Goldie is because she had these beautiful golden eyes.
Yeah, her eyes were gorgeous.
But we still yet named her Honey Bun.
Yeah.
I just seen that thing from Chuck. It's weird.
Yeah, I didn't see it until as he was dropping out. I didn't understand, and then I saw it.
Yeah, I didn't either. Now I see it. Weird. Just popped up.
Yeah, I think you're gonna. I can't remember what her name is. Samjay, something like that. Pappy had told us about her before on another show. He had talked about this woman, and I couldn't find anything because I was spelling it completely wrong. Even the computer didn't know what the hell I was talking about because I didn't hear it the correct way. Well, when I saw her name today, I recognized the name from Pappy talking about her before. And I was going to read a poem from the last Ghost Dance book that I thought was kind of appropriate. And then something told me not to do that. So I'm not going to do that. It's not the right time. But you guys realize we have a major solar eclipse coming up, right? In 2 days. In 2 days' time. So there is going to still be a lot of
flip flops.
A lot of chaotic energy.
Yeah, it's gonna flip flop.
Yeah. Yeah. So right now I'm happy in the calm. My tummy's a little upset, but I'm calm, nice and calm energy.
Too.
Yeah, LHS, within the last 7 years, they have really truly amped up the disease factor in the wildlife populations in all the very big hunting states. And they've done this for a reason. Now, I'm not saying that those diseases and things don't exist. What I'm saying is they have amped them up so people would be scared to hunt any meat to eat, right? If if you get a diseased population of wildlife, you can't eat. You can't eat them. What are you going to eat, right? So a part of it, I think, is fear mongering, and part of it is control. And I assume part of it is biological warfare, because it would not be the first time that our government has tried to kill us through meddling with our natural relations.
If you can't tell a healthy deer from a sick deer, you shouldn't be in the woods.
Well, what I'm saying is, those ones, they're saying you got to go get the brain, even if the deer looks completely healthy, you got to get the brain matter tested to make sure it doesn't have this or that. They're doing that now. They've been doing that for the last 5 years. They've been pushing it real good, real hard. And
They've been testing for a long time.
yeah, B-Dog, convergence time. I kind of feel like it. What's that Pappy says about getting flushed? Sometimes the vortex feels like a flushing. So whenever I get that feeling of being flushed, or feeling like I'm in the vortex, then I just think about all drains lead to the ocean.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Why.
I love watching those bird cams. I watch a couple different bird cams, actually. My mother-in-law got me started on that with Raina when she was a baby. And we would watch the eagle cams and the hawk cams and the hummingbird cams. A couple other ones. Those were Raina's favorites, though. Okay, the hawk was mine. The hawk was my favorite. Yeah, that's what I mean. They're going to push it because it's another part of the fear factor, right? Because everybody says, I'm not really worried about it. I can go hunt for my food. I know what to do. So think about it, right? They're going to take away what safety net you think you have, if they can. Yeah. If they can get you to feed their fear machine, they will. So we can't do it. We have to refuse to feed that fear machine. Do what you can do, and leave the rest to Creator. Uh-oh, I heard the pages.
No, you do.
Yes, you did, Heather.
Hi, Corlin. How you doing, hon?
Good morning, darling. I'm good. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. I had a most amazing experience yesterday. Well, between last night and this morning.
The cool. Tell us.
Yeah. I can't do it right here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I will share it with you, but I won't share it with you here.
Got it.
But I will share it with you. And I know I'm sorry, but there are some things with there are some things that you share with certain people, and there are some things that you can share with everyone. And this seems like it's one of those things that you share with certain people.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, they'll try to scare you away from self-sufficiency.
Oh, absolutely. If you think about it, all you have to do is look at the timing and follow the money, and you'll have all your answers. Look at the timing. Look at the timing. Because it's all about fear. They've been planting the seeds for a little while now, so they would have them all in place here and there. And then they can say, bam, this is happening. Bam, that's happening. Bam.
I'd be more scared of the stuff in the store.
Now, I'm going to say this. Now that you're hearing about the deer population, I want you to start watching closely and start listening for stories of E. coli in your lettuce and other regular vegetables that people are still buying at their stores. Okay? Because all this stuff follows a pattern. All of it follows a pattern. Right now they're on the food pattern. Watch. It won't be long. The shooting stories have increased. There's a shooter here, there's a shooter there, here's a shooter, there's a shooter, everywhere's a shooter. That's your Second Amendment. Everybody sees that one. What they don't see is your wildlife population is being decimated by this disease and that disease, so you won't be able to hunt for your food. Oh, and by the way, any good, healthy, almost natural thing you can buy from the store is now tainted with something that'll kill you in 5 seconds or less. And it's and we don't know which one, so we're just going to pull everything off the shelf. And this is what's going to happen, because they're already working on this food shortage fear crap. So it's fear. Don't feed their machine. And that's not to say that there's no truth in some of that stuff, but when they start pumping something up, chances are it's a control mechanism.
All you got to do is look back and see what the pattern is, because they cannot. Whoa. Okay then.
Wow, what was that?
Some hot car, I guess.
Oh wow.
He can have my speeding ticket too. Shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
All they can look at, I didn't.
Bro, any evil cannot co-create. They can only copy. Don't ever forget that they are not co-creators. They can only copy and revise crap.
Love Pugs, you need to go watch Ryan Hall, y'all, and find out, because you need to go for a food haul if you can Saturday, because Monday we're going to have a shit storm. You need to check out the weather, honey, for what's coming at us. Okay? Because we are in the black area of the next snow wave coming in, and it's going to hit you harder than it's going to hit me. Enough said? Because I ain't going out anywhere on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday next week. Not till it's all over. So check the weather, Pugs.
Oh yeah, it'll be the eclipse, right? Eclipse this week.
Oh, you know what, Robert? I didn't even think about that. Yeah. What is today? Today's Friday?
Second. Yeah.
No, today's Thursday. So Saturday is the eclipse.
Yeah.
Saturday is the solar eclipse. Yeah, you guys, that Ryan Hall, y'all, the reason I like him is because he does try to cover, part of Canada and the United States, like a whole weather map, so you can see where it's coming from, when it's going to hit you, and what it could or could not be, right, according to the projections and stuff. So
that's that guy you showed. That guy's good.
Yeah, he is. He is really good. He actually used to be a weatherman on TV, and he quit it to be a storm chaser and to start his YouTube channel and give weather to everybody. Because I've been watching him for a long time, and he's actually a really, really good guy. He's a new dad, and he just tries to do his best to give everybody accurate information instead of some of the other stuff. And he explains it so you understand it. You know what I mean? You got to love that. Oh. Well, Love Pugs, there's also a link in the description box of this video. If you scroll down below us talking, in the description, there is a link in there. I urge all of you to go watch that, because it is it was eye-opening for me. It was amazing, and I think everybody has something to learn from that. It's 30 minutes out of your day that I promise that you will not regret spending listening.
Where's Anna at?
She's down in chat.
Anna.
Where's Anna? She said.
Anna. Where's Anna?
You have no business scanning since you live alone.
What?
Good Lord. Well, I hope you continue doing what you do, Pugs, because you never know. You may be in the right place at the right time and just have you all kinds of food for trade and all manner of good stuff. Oh, Lordy. Ouch. I hurt myself.
That's how I
Don't do
learned.
that at home, folks.
LHS, that's how I learned from my mom.
Heck, that's all anybody can do is prep the best way you can.
Yep.
You know, prep stuff that you're going to be able to eat. But also, when you are able, prep things that you might be able to trade for things that you want.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't know about you ladies, but Mama needs to have her cocoa. So I have lots of cocoa. I have tons and tons of dry powdered Dutch cocoa and dark chocolate cocoa powder. And I know what to do with it.
I think Corlin bought enough coffee for 2 months.
That's right. That's right. You go, girl.
Yeah.
Coffee and cocoa.
Hello. Your coffee sister.
That's right.
Gotta have coffee. I looked in the pantry. I was like, wow. Hi, Pappy. Hi,
Get it
Anna.
while the getting's good and while it's on sale. Yay. Hey,
Hello.
Robert.
Hello.
Pappy.
How wonderful to have you two join us.
Well, glad everybody could join us on another day of our Earth Walk.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hope nobody stubbed their toe today on that unseen stone anywhere.
No, just on a dog.
Not yet.
Poor dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor dog.
Well, it's pretty nice up here today. Got up to 58 degrees.
Wow.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there's a nice warm front moving in ahead of these storms.
Yeah. Well, we got the rain coming in later. It'll be about 20 degrees colder tomorrow, probably.
Oh, yeah. We've got it out there now. It's just misting and gray.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful gray morning.
It was sunny this morning, but it's all clouded over now. It's okay. I don't mind cloudy when it gets close to my nap time.
You didn't take a nap already this morning?
No, got up early this morning. Wife had a doctor's appointment, so we both had to get up early.
I thought you'd have snuck a nap in by now.
No.
He said I was going to, but she had to set the show up. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, she's in doing her snoozing. We'll do ours
Good.
later. Both of the
Don't
dogs
wake
are
the
getting
mama
ahead of me.
You were talking about birds a while ago. Yesterday we noticed that there was flocks of birds on the power lines around here. Normally they've already all flown south. So They're flying a little late, I think.
Uh-oh, it's going to be like that little sparrow or that little bird that didn't want to fly south with the rest of the flock and stayed too late and got cold.
Yep, I remember that story.
Or those, or the duck that flies away with the pond because it froze in.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'll break the ice if I see ducks. We have little wood ducks down at the marsh down at the bottom of the hill, and right at the beginning of winter we usually take a ride down and we try to make sure that there aren't any that get frozen in the one pond, because every year inevitably one or two get frozen, and if you can just crack just enough of the ice, they can get themselves out no matter how far in they are. But they get too far out towards the other side, you can't get to them. You can't get the ice to crack. Other than that, we usually leave it all alone, but I can't stand to see them stuck out there. They'll fall asleep. They'll get in the brush and they'll fall asleep in there, and then the top will freeze over in the morning, and then they'll be stuck there, and they'll put up quite a ruckus if they can't get out.
I would too.
Yeah.
I call ducks nature's little hecklers because when you're by a body of water and they're constantly cackling, it sounds like they're heckling you.
Who's that? The heckler.
I'm echoing. Sorry. Is that better?
The ducks.
Oh, yeah. I thought I heard those beep.
Yeah,
They're so cute when they start waking up.
That's a cool thing. That's a cool thing to watch. It is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially little ones.
Right on, Brenda. I thought I heard those pages turn in there, big brother.
Yeah. Since we're on birds, I selected a card, and it's a winged animal too. I pulled the owl card today.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know.
Howdy, Monty.
Hey, Monty. Oh, we've been talking about birds, and then this card comes up.
Hello, everyone.
Okay. Owl, magic omens, time and space. Does the truth emerge? Casting out deception, silent in flight, sacred medicine bird. Owl medicine is symbolically associated with clairvoyance, astral projection, and magic, both black and white. Owl is called night eagle on several medicine wheels used by the Amerindian teachers. Traditionally, owl sits in the east, the place of illumination. Since time immemorial, humanity has been afraid of the night and dark and the unseen, waiting fearfully for the first crack of morning light. Conversely, night is owl's friend. Owl hunters prey at night. Not only can owl see in the dark, it can also accurately pinpoint and identify any sound. This gives it a great advantage when seeking food. Owls are the night hunters. Some native people are fearful of owl and call its feathers deceiver feathers. An owl feather is silent. You cannot hear owl when it flies, but its prey definitely knows when it strikes, for its beak and talons are razor sharp. Owl is oftentimes the medicine of sorcerers and witches. If owl is your medicine, you will be drawn to magical practices and perhaps explore the dark arts. You should resist any temptation to practice black magic or any other art that takes energy away from another person or being. If you have owl medicine, these night birds will have a tendency to collect around you. even in the daytime, because they recognize a kinship with you. It isn't any wonder that in many cultures, owl is a symbol for wisdom. This is because owl can see that which others cannot, which is the essence of true wisdom. Which others are deceived, owl sees and knows what is there. Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom, had a companion owl on her shoulder, which revealed unseen truths to her. Owl had the ability to light up Athena's blind side, enabling her to speak the whole truth, as opposed to only half of the truth. If owl is in your personal medicine, no one can deceive you about what they are doing, no matter how they try to disguise or hide it from you. You may be a little frightened to be around, since so many people have ulterior motives which you see right through. If you are unaware of your medicine power, you may take your keen insights and ability for granted. Others never do. You may frighten them and reflect their blindness, for you cannot be fooled. All medicine people know more about an individual's inner life than the person knows about herself or himself. If you have pulled the owl card, you are being asked to use your powers of keen, silent observation to intuit some life situation. Owl is befriending you and aiding you in the seeing of the total truth. Owl can bring you messages in the night through dreams or meditation. Pay attention to the signals and omens. The truth always brings further enlightenment. It came straight up, but in the contrary, if there's medicine and someone needs the medicine, it needs to go out wherever it needs to be. If you have owl upside down in your cards, you have been greatly deceived by either yourself or another. Perhaps witchcraft or black magic is being used against you. Or maybe you are using witchcraft or sorcery to aid you when you should be praying and asking the Great Spirit for guidance. The message is to befriend the darkness inside yourself. Look deeply, and soon the bright light of dawn will illuminate you. Then ask yourself, what are you in the dark about? How and by whom are you being deceived? Have you lied to yourself about someone or something? Are you being greatly deceived or just slightly deceived? Owl tells you to keep an eye on your property and your loved ones. Remember that owl is always asking, who? That is
Very
awesome.
interesting indeed. Hi, Monty.
Hello.
The owl is powerful medicine.
Yes.
Yes.
To see through deception, even in the darkest times.
Yeah, that's my birth totem.
It's beautiful.
So if you draw the card and it's upside down, that means black magic is being used against you?
Yep.
Is that what I... Wow.
Yep. Or you used against others.
Well, what that's getting
yeah.
at is that there's two sides to everything. It's the intent of the use of it that directs which way the energy goes.
Yep.
You know, it is easy to be given something that has the capabilities of doing this or that. Some people find that when they explore it, it has other capabilities that they can apply in a not healthy way. You know, the medicine power is still there. It's just being used in an unhealthy way, if you will.
Yeah, bad intent.
Yeah. Hello, Celtic and Garrett. Good to see you. Well, you know, it's kind of interesting. You know, Robert, you pull the cards, and Heather talks about some of the things, and I do also. And, you know, we all talk about it in relation to our personal growth, our personal path, you know, and our spiritual strengths, you know, on the assumption that we're spiritual beings having a material experience. And what we're applying is really called earth medicine. It's the earth that we're living on in this 3D world, you know, and it's the earth robe that we wear. So when we talk about these different totems or different symbols or signs or the attributes of this plant or this mineral or whatever. We're really talking about applying that which the earth medicine is teaching us, you know, and that is a whole story, you know, when you get into the cosmology and dogmas and belief systems of all the indigenous cultures around the world, and to a certain extent now even some of the modern cultures that have adapted some of them in their own ways. It comes right down to that basic thing of learning from the experiences of your environment and applying it to your life. But there's some basic truths there, you know. There's some sacred laws, if you will, about this creation that we're all experiencing, that we're all going through, that we're all trying to understand and find our place in, you know. And there's a lot of different readings and stuff on it out there, but there's one little thing that caught my mind, and I thought maybe perhaps I'd put it out for you. Let's see. Now, according to Native American or American Indian cosmology and the ancient wisdom, when the Great Spirit created the material universe, the cosmos was separated from chaos by the sacred hoop or ring pass knot. In other words, that which was created was sealed within this ring. This material was within this ring. Within the sacred hoop was the universe, which was organized in accordance with certain universal laws, which became known as the sacred laws, because they were the limitations the Great Spirit put on itself and were the laws of our being also. In the instant when the cosmos was separated from chaos, some chaos was trapped within the cocoon of the universe. Outside in the chaos, the elements trying to get in, and inside were elements of chaos that were seeking to get out. So the universe was permanently under stress. According to this teaching of the ancient wisdom, about 20% of all energy within the cocoon of the universe is random. So that although we can determine our position and create our own future through the choices we make, we cannot will it all. There is a random or chance factor in life which needs to be recognized. It was for this reason that in the American Indian culture and the tribal systems of ancient Europe, one was advised never to take life too seriously, because there is that chaos factor. So according to this teaching, though we can largely affect our own future, we cannot determine it all. There is a factor at work in all of our lives which cannot be controlled. Some religionists call it God's will and refer to accidents and catastrophes as act of God. Of course, and I believe this, there are no such thing. They are not willed or caused by the Great Spirit, but they are allowed to happen by the free will of the Great Spirit and are brought about by the chaos factor, which indirectly serves our own spiritual evolution and development, and indeed serves to advance it. Because when chaos comes in, that's when change happens. Okay, that's when something is being brought up to be healed, something is being brought up to be addressed or whatever. Coming right back to free will choice. You're going to have to make a choice about it. Now, among the sacred laws, 4 were particularly stressed by American Indian medicine people and by the shamans of most of the ancient cultures of Britain and Northern Europe. Number 1, everything is an inseparable part of the one that is the whole. Everything is completely and intimately linked with everything else. Number 2, everything is born of woman. All life comes into being through the feminine aspect, and therefore woman should be honored and respected. The earth is our mother. Number 3, nothing must be done to hurt the children. This implied more than being harmless. Future generations and the future of humanity, and therefore one's own future evolvement, rested in the children. To harm a child was therefore to harm one's own future. Number 4, maximum efficiency with minimum effort. This is a law of all energy and motion, which follows the harmonic laws. You're looking for that which gives the greatest result with the least resistance. And that's why you hear me talk about lots of times, because we have this chaos factor in there. Okay, a lot of people are hesitant to go with the flow of jumping in and going with the flow, and instead they fight it because they're concerned about the 20% chaos. But remember, there's 80% flow. You know, those are pretty good odds. Okay. Now there are other sacred laws, you know, and each person can apply a lot of sacred laws. And you know, there's a lot of fundamental things that you can think about, you know, principles that you can apply to this. But in a nutshell, and what I've tried to bring up here is that first off, we do have some control over it, but second off, we don't have all control of it. And knowing that we don't have all control of something means that we need to look towards that which does have all control. So when we do our 80% part, okay, we can turn the 20% part over that's the unknown to us to the one that has 100% of the ability. And that's where the spirituality comes in. That's where what is being taught by and shown to us by these various different helpers and teachers and totems and these sort of things that we learn from, that we apply in our lives. It shows us the tools that allows us to connect so that the 20% can be heard. In other words, it's a way of us expressing a forward step on our spiritual path by eliciting the help that's been put there for us to take a look at. We know there's going to be stones and pebbles and potholes and ruts and mud puddles and everything else in our pathway. And we look for ways around them. Okay, we look for far vision. We look for good planning. We look for preparing for the possibilities. And these are all things that these little tokens, if you will, out there, these little tools out there can help teach us. But they're absolutely useless if you don't apply them, or if you don't see how they can apply in your life and then try them. You know, so that's why I always like to say, try it, because you might find out you can do it.
Yeah. It works.
And you know, the thing about that is every prophet in every religion has all shared the message that you will do these things and more, right? Even greater than this. It's like it's like understood you in English grammar, right? Saying you have the knowledge inside you. If you just look within and see it, you'll be able to do this and so much more.
Well, you know, one of the things that you learn, and each of you will learn that you have capabilities, or have already learned that you have capabilities that surprised you when you found out that you had them, or pleased you at how easy they seemed to be when in your mind you had thought that they were going to be so difficult. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're going to come up with all the answers for all of that which is unseen. Okay, because the one given and the one constant that I have always found is that there's going to be more questions. If you stop asking the questions, you're literally stopping your own forward progress. You're saying, I don't care anymore. And if you're saying that you know it all, you know you're going to make somebody that does know more than you giggle. You know that, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Or they're going to try to set a trap for you and put a little coyote medicine on you just to see whether or not you really think you caught the roadrunner.
Yep. Like I said yesterday, no one knows it all.
No one.
No one.
There's
Well-
always somebody out there, bigger, stronger, smarter, whatever category you're the top of.
Yeah.
Eventually, you won't be. It's just how it's the nature of things. It's the cycle of things.
Well, there's nothing wrong with attempting to excel, and there's nothing wrong with showing your excellence to others. Okay, if the showing of your excellence is not ego driven or pride driven, but with the idea of sharing to bring others up to the same level. When you go ego driven or pride driven with your excellence, which is above and beyond someone else's capabilities, you make yourself a target for somebody that says, well, I'm going to excel. You go back to the, let's take a look at the Wild Wild West. I'm the best gunfighter in the West. Well, you had everybody that thought they could wear that badge better than you showing up to challenge that fact.
Yep.
I would much rather have the approach there that fella had when he went down to Australia, and all he had was his rifle. You remember that show?
Yeah.
Tom
I don't know
Selleck?
the name of it. What is it called?
Let's see.
Look, was in it.
Oh, somebody help me out. I've lost the name too.
I can't remember either.
Quickly down under.
There you go. Thank you. Quigley Down Under. And of course, he met up with somebody over there that thought he was something, And, that power over stuff, that pride, that ego, and that famous almost last scene there where they got poor Quigley over there who's shown them he's pretty good with a long gun. But they put him out there and with three guys and throw him a handgun, and now they're going to do the old Wild West standoff because the guy said he was born in the wrong continent. He should have been born in the Wild West rather than Australia. Well, if you haven't seen that movie, I don't want to take the suspense away from it, but basically what comes on is that the guns are drawn, and when the guns are drawn, that guy and his two helpers are laying on the ground there, and Quigley shot him with that revolver. And the guy was looking surprised, and Quigley went over and he says, because he had one of the conversations they had before was that he was asked why he didn't carry a pistol. He said he didn't have any use for them. And what he didn't know was just because he didn't have any use for them didn't mean that he didn't know how to use them.
Yeah.
Because he had been there before. He knew well how to use pistols. Much better than they did. And that's where the surprise comes in. That's where the chaos factor is always present. And the chaos factor is always more present in the mind of somebody that carries ego on one shoulder and pride on the other, because chaos, they don't see it. They think they are chaos, but they're not. They're a magnet for it.
Very good point.
That's well said.
Very good point. I was wondering where this would all end up today.
I'm liable to take you on a rambling trail before I get to the point,
I
That's
like
fine.
that. We love that.
I'll make you dance
I
around
love
the
a good amble
campfire.
through the woods.
Mm-hmm. That's how we do it. That's how we roll. Corlin said. That's how we
Well,
roll.
that's how Pathfinders work,
Yep.
Robert.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
we'll lead you on, and you can see all the paths. You walk on the one you want to.
Yep. And it's okay to walk on mud puddles.
I'll sit back by the campfire and say, I don't know if I'd go down that one if I was you, but go ahead. See how it works out for you.
Yeah. That mud puddle could be deep.
Hey, that shortcut goes right through Viper Canyon Ridge.
Yeah.
Just letting you know what they call it up here.
Yeah, there is no shortcuts.
You can't get there from here.
Oh goodness, what a day! And I feel wonderful today. For me, the energy's changed. I know it's not done being chaotic, but I feel absolutely brilliant today. Well, not like, super smart or anything, but I feel ducky, like Frank says. I'm just absolutely ducky.
I just tell everybody to be flexible and be resilient.
Yep.
That means you've got to be well grounded. You're going to have the little buffeting storms come in. You're going to have the unexpected. That's the chaos factor. And you just have to be able to sway with it. And if you hum a little tune to it, you can say, "Hey, I'm dancing forward." Or I'm dancing to the side. Dance like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Yep.
Well, come on, Monty and Anna, throw some input in there for us.
I don't know how flexible I can be these days and times. I'm not no ballerina.
Well, it's not a physical flexibility that
I know.
we should be working with.
I know.
I'm
just
still
know
on
that
that
whenever-
path going through the woods.
To grandmother's house she goes.
Yep.
Pappy, what's
I
that
just know how
woman's
I
name
feel
that
when
you
I
were
go to
telling
wake
me
up.
about?
Brooke Medicine
Metagibula?
Eagle. Brooke Medicine Eagle.
No.
Yeah, you said
Samjay? Moon Mother. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. I can't think. You're
Okay.
asking me to in a brain fog
Yep,
here.
I'm asking you to work your gears. You don't have to work your gears. You guys have. You don't have to, but I think your spirit would thank you if you spent 30 minutes of your day and took the time and watched that link in the description box. And I really, truly mean that. There is much wisdom and healing to be had in that little presentation.
I got a new idea. You should do that every day. I mean, how we could do that? Drop the link, and then the next day we'll discuss it. Everybody can discuss it. Everybody will be on the same page. That would
be awesome.
That'd be a good way to learn.
I mean, I know not everybody has the time, but I think that would be excellent.
Hey,
Actually,
most
something
people like me
new
would do their
popped up
homework
today
until
too
5
for
minutes before the
Uluru.
show.
What's that, Pappy?
You know that, don't you? I said most people wouldn't do that homework until 5 minutes before the show. That would be me.
See, maybe we shouldn't do that. See,
I'm just talking about me. I don't care about you guys.
Oh
you
no,
guys might
you're
have
right
better
though.
study habits.
Yep.
A lot do it until before the show, and then it's a 30-minute thing. So, I understand. But I did want to share this with you guys because this was brand new, just came up today, but the link is not working. So I'm waiting to find out more about this. But this is that winter solstice, the mass meditation for Uluru. If you guys were still interested in that, I can actually,
Yep.
I can
Yeah,
copy and
that's the day to
I will
connect
paste
to
the
the
link
earth.
to that
Yep, that's the Earth
in
connection.
chat
Yeah.
and in private chat for you guys.
There'll be some very talented people leading that too.
Hey, JW.
Very,
Yeah,
very.
those fellas are amazing. If you guys have never checked them out, they are really it's fascinating, and they're finding these original rocks that they've been finding down there in Australia. They've been found in Oregon, and the next event that they're having, where look at this. This is last year's Uluru event. You see these lights? Maybe not. I don't know if it'll let me look at those pictures individually. It doesn't seem as
Hi,
though it
JW.
will. But really, if it's something you're interested in, there it is. The link is in the chat there for you guys.
Yeah, something brilliant happened last year, so they're trying to make it bigger this year.
Well, it's about raising the vibes of our collective consciousness of the planet.
Positivity.
And really, we are all connected. We are all energy, and therefore we are all connected. And not just us, not just the two-leggeds. We're connected with every living thing, every being on this planet, and there is so much life, and it surrounds us all. And I don't care what way you state it, it's still true. Whether you're saying God is in everything, or whether you're saying that every living thing upon the earth, the earth itself is a living thing. So all my relations, when I was, I tell you, I learned so much today from that little 30-minute video. She spoke about the fringe on some of the Ojibwe things that she wore, and she explained how each fringe was representative of all of our relationships, right? The first two that are cut are representative of our parents, and then our grandparents, and so on and so forth. And then, after the two-leggeds, after all the ancestors and all of you, I don't know you yet, but we are still related. I still love you, right? And then you go to the four-legged and the winged and the finned, and it was really, really very, very beautiful. And not that Pappy hasn't explained this concept to us time and again, but the more you understand the concept, the more you start to see that connection, the more you want to live in that connection with all things. And it feels like a bit of a deja vu feeling to me, because it's the same feeling that I had when do no harm finally got through to me, right? Because when I was growing up, I was taught my whole life to look outside myself for the answers. And so do no harm to me meant do no harm to anything else, in creation. It did not necessarily mean me. And that's where it starts. It always starts right at your own front door, right? So the more I learn, and Pappy, will you say it for me so I don't butcher it?
I know, I'm waiting for him to say it.
See, I want to say it the way I've read it for all those years, and I know it's wrong. Please help me.
Mataku ye oyasin.
Yeah, you got it.
Really?
Mataku ye oyasin.
Meet
Okay,
That's
Talk
yeah,
yeah,
he's
away,
something.
boys.
Yeah. All my relations.
That's a process. You can't, you can't just jump into it. I'm learning. You gotta. It's a process.
I know. It
It's a
doesn't
new.
help that I've been reading it the wrong way for several decades now.
No.
I have to retrain it because in my brain it's one way for the last 30 years, and now I've learned that the right way is not the way I was saying. But the point of it is, all right, J-Dub, have a good day, man. All my relations is not just it's like I see you. It's like like me, Nike Moy. I love you. You the it's like Om Namah Shivaya. The God in me sees the God in you. It's that more. It's that my center recognizes your center. I see you. You know?
I'm still at
It's so
Boozhoo.
powerful. It's so powerful.
Voodoo. I remember that now.
Well, Mitakuye Oyasin is a belief system. Okay. It's a way of being.
Right.
Okay. And if it's a way of being that you believe in, it's a path you walk. You walk a path in good relations with all of your relations. And if you see yourself related to all things because the spirit of creator is within all things, then you are in fact related to them, for that same spirit is within you.
Yes.
I came across something interesting. You might be interested in hearing a little bit more about Robert and perhaps somebody else. Remember I asked you the question? I said, have you ever heard of Dawn Star Boy?
I started looking this morning.
Yeah. Did you find anything on it?
Yeah. I found some stuff, but I didn't get into it too deep.
Well, I just touched on something that showed continuity. Okay, the spirit in all things. Let me read you a little excerpt about this Dawn Star Boy. There's always a deeper story, isn't there?
Yeah.
A story that spans centuries.
They did talk about him spreading the teachings of peace.
Yep. Well, let me read you a couple of pages of something from a book here that I think you'll find interesting, and see if we see any similarities with other things that we may have heard. Several thousand years ago, the being that we call Elder Brother came from Asia into Polynesia and into Central America. Instead of taking a small boat across the coves from the enormous craft that plied the waters even then, he simply walked upon the surface of the water onto the land. He wore a long white robe with black crosses at the hem, and had blue-green eyes that changed like the color of the ocean. When asked his name, he replied only, "Call me what you will." Able to heal the sick and raise the dead, he held dominion as well over all of Earth's elements. He taught that miracles are natural when we allow the love and light of the Great Spirit and the Mother Earth to shine forth unrestricted from our hearts. A way of love and good relationship of the family of humankind prospering together. This master spread these teachings in a spiral of light to all the peoples of the Americas, and each of them named him differently. In their own languages, many of them called him Lord Quetzalcoatl, Lord of Wind and Water in Central America, Seattle, Lord High One, and other Southern language, which became Self or Seattle as he journeyed among the people of the Northwest coast. Other Northwestern tribes around the Puget Sound continued to call him Tlacoma, as he had been named in South America, and gave that name to what we now know as Mount Rainier. This was eventually anglicized to Tacoma. The name Dawnstar, by which he is generally known among many tribes, came to him as a people watched him go out each morning with his chosen apprentices to pray in the dawning light under the morning star. It took one deeper significance as they began to understand that he himself was the dawning light of the whole new day, the whole new time on earth. He carried the Christ light to people of the Americas. It has long been said of him in the oral traditions, he is the first fruit of the awakened ones. The miracles he performed so naturally so long ago, we in this time will come to do even more powerfully as we are able to channel the love and light of spirit and of the Mother Earth through our hearts unrestricted. The Shanilas named him Wahobus, light of the world, and adopted the dawn star emblem as their central symbol, becoming the people of the morning star. He touched each people in turn as he moved across all the land. During the time he spent with the people, he would find 12 among them who he felt could carry his teaching after he left. And he worked intensely with them. Fanning out from the sun centers of the Central Americas, the master walked and the message spread. Through his teaching, there was formed upon this continent, for one shining moment in time, a confederacy of love and light, a unity of all people with each other and with all children of Mother Earth and Father Spirit. Trade and artistry flourished as the people used their time for creation rather than for destruction and warring. Think of Cahokia. Think of the mound builders. Think of the ancient golden cities that the Spaniards were looking for. These were all parts of that ancient empire that they're talking about. Life prospered for all. The cities of that time shone golden and pure. Clear water coursed in small streams through them. Beautiful flowers grew abundantly. Exquisite birds sang in the blossoming trees, and agriculture was developed to astounding levels. When the dawn star left the people, he called a great gathering of people at Golden Tula, the city in Central America that was the epicenter of his teachings. He stood high on one of the temples, looking out over the throng that stretched further than the eye could see. Even miles away, they could hear him as he counseled, saying such words as, "If you keep together this flower song, this flowering family of love and light that you have begun with me upon these continents, you will experience a golden time that makes even this time of peace and bounty look pitiful by comparison." Yet being a seer, he was painfully aware that the people might take another road. And he spoke to them of that, telling them in so many words, "If, however, you choose not to continue in love and cooperation, if you should forget that each of you in all things are your family, if separation and warring comes to be a way of life again, then you will fall so hard and so far that standing here in the beauty of this day, you cannot perceive how dark and devastated will be the children of your children. Choose well. Remember, you are one with all things and all beings. Be a happy family." Now, history shows us that people of the Americas chose the latter path at their crossroads of choice. And so among the people of these continents, warring, fighting, and vying for territory became the rule. When the white Europeans came, the native peoples of the Americas, rather than being an allied and unified family, confronting the people who came in boats and asking them to either learn the ways of harmony or get back on their boats, were instead fighting and warring among themselves. For an in-depth look at the kind of disharmony, all you got to do is read Kirkpatrick Sale's well-researched book on Christopher Columbus and his conquest of the Americas and what happened there. You know, there was horrendous things happen. But anyways, the native peoples aligned with separate groups of the immigrants and their powerful guns, and eventually those guns spoke the death knell of a whole way of life for the people of Turtle Island. The prophecy was fulfilled. The genocide of the native peoples, the dishonoring of the sacred, the wiping out of the enormous buffalo herds, and the subsequent two-edged gifts of the conquerors, such as white sugar, coffee, alcohol, smallpox, tuberculosis, and reservations, could not have been imagined in the golden days of Dawn Star's time. So the different peoples, both native and non-native, all joined in this great disharmony, this continental war, and thus became one people in need of regaining peace and a sense of the sacred, a way of harmony with all of our relations. Out of the Dawn Star's Christ light, the new prophecies called for peace, unity, sharing, working together towards a new world, all the children of all. Of course, this has been very difficult to realize. Centuries of fighting, parochialism, and prejudice among all peoples have had to be purged, and we still are in the process of doing that. A melting pot had to produce a tasty soup, and out of strange bedfellows, a new generation of unity will be born, and they will be called the Rainbow Warriors.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people think that's where we're at today.
Well, I think I'm one of them.
That definitely pulled me out of that motorboat sound that I had going on in my head.
Yes. So what do you call that?
Never know
History.
what-
I mean, my brain part is gone.
Yeah, it's like a. Now you can see clearly. Now, and you can clearly see the scrambling of history.
Yeah.
Total
Well,
scramble.
it does point out the fact that there was, at some point in time, a great teacher that went around this world.
Yep.
Or perhaps more than one. Okay. But what's uncanny is that it always seems to have the same description. When you go to some of these other cultures and they describe the being that came in, the message was the same, spoken in their language so that they could understand it, but the description of the personage was also pretty much alike. So that tells you something there too.
Pretty good stuff.
But you know, I don't try to get so wrapped up in the description of the personage. Okay, I would rather concentrate on the message of the messenger.
Yes. Very well said. I think that'll leave a lot of people a good place to think for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask that you guys hang in here with me until after we end the broadcast, but I'm going to ask you now if you'd like to have some finishing thoughts.
I think I've said enough.
Sorry about that. Settle down. What was your question, Heather? I couldn't hear. The dogs are going crazy.
Finishing thoughts for today's show, and I'd like you guys to hang on with me and not drop out.
All right.
Just for 2 minutes.
I love you, Anna.
Love you guys, and I love what we're trying to bring forward. This love and knowledge. I think that people are waking up. I think they want to wake up. Of course, we have those that just won't be able to, but continue to research and understand that there are people that are trying to spread love and understanding. and bring forth knowledge. I think that's about all I have to say.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll yeah, learn something and love somebody today.
That was
Go
great.
out and hug a tree. You will feel better. I promise.
That was
Trees
great.
have really good energy. They really do. Have you ever walked by a tree and seen one branch moving and there's nothing attached to it? There's no squirrel on it. There's no dancing caterpillar hanging from it, but it's still waving at you. That
Yep.
tree's saying hi to you. Say hi back. There's life there. All right. Love you all. Have a great day. And
Love you all. Have a great day.
we'll see you tomorrow.
Take your shoes off and get grounded. You'll enjoy it.